Assalamu alaikum, students. This is your teacher, and I teach business and accounting to O and A level students. One second, let me see. Hello. Mm, hello. 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 Okay. So everything is okay. I just want to check the mic first of all. Okay. So students, today we are going to see the again A levels business paper. And this time I'm going to solve the paper 3. As you can see, this is a paper 3 and variant 1 and May June 2025. Okay, so this is your case study, wisdom shoes. You need to read the full case study, students, and after that please come to the video and watch it. But the important thing is that just print this paper, and after printing this paper, just read the case studies completely. Try to read each and every line, try to understand what they are saying, what they are asking, and try to, you can say that, remember all the key points which maybe you are going to write in your answers. Like this, we have these questions. The question paper is here. And after that, start watching this video, then it will be helpful for you because since like I don't have much time to dissect the case study in front of you and then write the answer. So this will be a very long and time consuming task for me. So that's why what I can do is for you is that I can maybe, like, just write the answers, make the points, and then record video. So then if maybe there are some students who, like, they don't know how to write the answers, or they are not able to see the suitable points, so for them this is a kind of help from my side. And I just want that please share this video with your family, friends, like your students, like the um, family, friends, etc. So that if they also want to get the help by watching this video, so they can help themselves. Okay, students. So I already solved every question on OneNote. So this is case study and this is a question paper. Okay. So in first question, they are saying analyze two advantages to WS of using an environmental audit. So this is 8 marker question. Here we don't need to write any evaluation. There's only three things needed: knowledge, application, and analysis. You can write the definition of the environmental audit first of all, and then you can write the advantages. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so it is starting from here. So an environmental audit would allow WS to systematically assess the environmental impact of its production process. This is called environmental audit, including the use of leather, waste generation, and sustainability of the raw material. And this is particularly relevant because the sales employees have reported increasing demand for non-leather and recyclable shoes. So that's why they have to check this thing, that whether whatever the raw material they are using, is it environmentally friendly or not, especially from small independent shoe shops. Now we need to analyze this point. By identifying areas where production can become more sustainable, so WS could redesign products to meet this growing demand, and this would help WS remain competitive in fashion and layer markets, which are constantly changing and where consumers' preferences are strongly influenced by ethical and environmental concerns. So, as a result, WS could protect or increase sales revenue without entering new markets, directly supporting its marketing objectives and long term growth. Second point is that environmental audit can highlight the inefficiencies. This is the second advantage, such as excessive material usage, high energy consumption, or unnecessary waste in production. So, acting on these findings could enable WS to reduce resource use and improve the operational efficiency. And the lower cost and more efficient use of resources would reduce production costs over time, and it is increasing the operating profit or operating profit. And this is particularly important as WS prioritizes a long-term investment rather than short-term dividends. And improved profitability strengthens investors' confidence and may contribute to higher future share price, helping to improve investors' returns without increasing the dividends immediately. So if you will read the case study, so you will feel that what are their main objectives. They just want to, you can say that, increase their shareholders' wealth. So that's why I have used this point in my answer. Next question was about that analyze two ways that enterprise resource planning means ERP could improve the efficiency of WS. First of all, students, you should write the definition of the ERP. So ERP would integrate the WS currently separate system for production, marketing, and human resource into a single shared database. And this would allow the real-time information to be shared across departments. So, what will be its long-term impact and its immediate impact for WS? Since we need to write its its efficiency. For WS production, managers could immediately access marketing sales forecast through the ERP and adjust batch production levels accordingly. So this would reduce the overproduction, of course, when they will be able to know that how many number of units wanted by the marketing. So then they'll be able to reduce the overproduction or underproduction. Lowering waste and storage costs, of course, when there's overproduction, reduce, underproduction, reduce. So they don't need to purchase inventory a lot, and the wastage and the storage cost will decrease as well. AHR could, and of course, when they will not be overproducing, so it means that the extra units will not be wasted. HR could also use accurate production data to plan staffing from effectively, yeah, like how many labors they need to produce products, reducing downtime and improving the labor productivity. As a result, WS would be able to use its resource more efficiently and improving overall operational efficiency because mainly we use this ERP software for increasing the operational efficiency. This is the first paragraph. Now let's see the second one because they ask two ways. So, an ERP system would provide WS with real time data on new raw material levels, work in progress, and finished goods because we know that there are three types of inventory: raw material, work in progress, and finished good. And this is especially important as WS manufactures different styles of shoes using the batch production. So, with improved inventory management with the help of ERP, WS could ensure that materials are available when needed, reducing the production stoppages, of course, and delays. So at the same time, ERP could help them minimize excess inventory, lowering storage and handling cost, faster and more reliable production processes. It would enable WS to respond more quickly to market demand, increasing efficiency and helping WS meet sales targets more effectively. So this will be the benefit of ERP. Okay. After that, in the second question, we need to find out the labor productivity. And here we know the formula. We need to simply divide the average number of employees with the average monthly output. So average monthly output in the question given 90,000 units and average number of production employees are 480. So if it is divided with this, so it is equal to 187.5 units per employee per month. So it means each employee is producing 187.5 units. Okay. And approximately we can say 188. Okay. Then next we need to find out the percentage of the failing quality. Like there are some units which quality is failing. So we need to find out the percentage of the failing quality standards. So what we need to do, we will be simply like whatever the total outputs they are producing and how many number of units quality is failing, we need to see, and it is available on the in the answer, that is 15,000 number of units. So since we need to find out the percentage of this, so that's why we will be dividing the 50, the total the units which quality is falling, 15 divided by 90, which is the total number of output, multiply 100. So this is 16.67, and you can when you will convert, because this is basically 1,000 in units. So this is 16.7%. One second. Okay. So this is 16.767%, or if you just round it off, so it will be 16.7%. Okay. Okay. So the next question is, evaluate the best approach for WS to improve performance of its production employees. This is 12 marker question, as you can see. What we have to do, first of all, you should talk about the one approach which we can use, then analyze it, evaluate it, then uh, write the second approach, analyze, apply, evaluate, and at the end you need to make the conclusion which approach is best. Okay. So first of all, my first approach I'm going to use, that is a job enrichment. So you can write the definition of the job enrichment first. WS production employees follow strict instructions, have limited career progression, and are increasingly complaining about production targets. Although wages are 10% above the industry average, it means there is no problem with the wages. Performance has still declined, suggesting that financial incentives alone are ineffective. So, now, analysis of the job enrichment is that by introducing job enrichment, such as giving employees responsibility for monitoring quality, participating in the team decision making, and clearer promotion pathways, so WS could improve motivation. Higher motivation may reduce mistakes and rework. It will be helping to lower the 16.7% failure rate. Okay, so whenever you're going to solve the C part, and before that you already have solved the A and B part of the calculation, so always use the calculations in your answer and increase effective outputs per worker beyond 187 units, which we just saw, per employee per month. But its evaluation is that, however, job enrichment may not have an immediate impact, as employees may lack the skills or confidence to take on extra responsibility. In the short term, output could remain low at 90,000 number of units per month, meaning this approach is more effective as a long term solution rather than a quick fix. Secondly, they could maybe give improve them the trainings. So employees at WS are expected to train on the job, yet the number of worker accident has increased from 26 to 25. It is already like this information is available in the case study. And quality has deteriorated. So this suggests that current trainings method and production pressures are inadequate. So that's why they should give them training. So when they will provide them on the job training, so then what will happen? Providing structured training and adjusting production targets could improve skills and reduce errors. Fewer accidents would increase working time and efficiency, while better trained employees are likely to produce higher quality output. This could directly reduce the 16.7% of the defective output, which we saw, and raise labor productivity above 187.5 units per employee per month without increasing the employees number. So evaluation is, however, formal training increase cost and may temporarily reduce output as employees spend time learning rather than producing. So given that output has already fallen from 90,000 per month, so WS must balance the training with short-term production needs. So in conclusion, the most effective approach for WS to combine job enrichment with the improved training rather than relying on higher wages. So this directly addresses the cause of declining performance shown by the data, low productivity, so high defect rate, and raising accidents while offering sustainable the long-term improvements. Although this approach may increase cost and take time, it is a most appropriate strategy for improving production employees' performance at WS. After that, students, the next question where they have provided us the 2022 quarter four seasonal variation, 2023 quarter four seasonal variation, and they ask us to find out the 2024 quarter four seasonal variation, which is not given. So if you want to find it out, so there's a formula we can use, that is average seasonal variation. So how we can find out? We will be just taking sum of the seasonal variation which is already available. It is 1.02 and 0.32, and we will be dividing this with the number of observations. So there are only two numbers of observation here. So that's why we will divide this with the two. So the answer is 0.67. So 1.02 plus 0.32 divided by 2, this is 1.34. Okay, so it means that the forecast sales for 2024, uh, this was $0.67 million. The next question they ask about the forecasted sale for 2025 quarter four. That's the second part. So how we can find out? First of all, we will see the trend and plus the average sales seasonal variation. So trend is already available. This is $21.41 million. And the average which we just found here, that is 0.67. So if you just add these two, so it means that your forecasted sale for 2025 quarter four will be $22.08 million. Next question is that evaluate whether time series analysis is sufficient to allow WS make decisions to achieve its marketing objectives. Okay, so what we can do is you can maybe first of all write the advantage of time series analysis, then evaluate it, and you can talk about the another method to, you can say, to evaluate or to see that whether which other type of, you can say, method we can use to see or you can say to make the decisions regarding marketing. Or you can also do the first of all write advantage of this, evaluate this, then write its limitation, then again evaluate, and at the end you need to write whether this is sufficient or not. Okay, so first of all you should write the definition of the time series analysis. So WS marketing objective is to increase annual sales by 5% without entering any new market. John is using time series analysis of past sales data to support his decisions, while time series analysis can be useful for forecasting future sales. It may not be sufficient on its own for WS to achieve this objective. So, strength of time series analysis for WS will be, so I'm just going to write its strength. Time series analysis identified a trend and seasonal patterns in past sales for WS. So, data shows a rising trend with forecast of 225 quarter four $22.08 million, which we just saw in above example, compared with lower figures in earlier years. So this helps John plan promotions, production volumes, and stock levels in advance. By using trend and seasonal variation, WS can increase sales during the strong quarters, such as quarter three and quarter four, through targeted marketing and stock availability. And this could help WS move closer to 5% sales growth. 5% sales growth target without expanding into the new markets. But its evaluation is that, however, this method assumes that past patterns will continue, and WS operate in fashion, leisure, and work markets, which are constantly changing, especially fashion. So, therefore, forecasts based on only on historical data may become inaccurate if consumer tastes change rapidly. Now, the limitation of the time series analysis is that time series analysis does not consider the external factors such as changes in consumer preferences, competition, or sustainability concerns, which you already seen in the case study that the customer are, they concern about the environment. So sales employees have reported rising demand for non-leather and recyclable shoes, which is not captured by the historical sales figure, of course. So if WS relies only on the time series analysis, so it may forecast high sales but fail to develop products that meet changing customer expectations. So, as a result, actual sales growth may fall short of the 5% target despite accurate forecast. So, this limitation is significant because competition is high in both fashion and leisure markets, meaning rivals may respond faster to trends such as sustainability. So, time series analysis alone would not help WS to decide how to differentiate its marketing strategy. So, overall evaluation conclusion is that time series analysis is useful but not sufficient for WS to achieve its marketing objectives. So it provides a valuable numerical forecast that support short-term planning. So whenever you are like talking about any one method which will give you the information related to the quantitative figure, like in the figures only. So you should always make this point in the evaluation that not only the quantitative information will be, you can say, enough. It's very important for the business to gather the qualitative information about the market. But it does not explain why sales change or how customer preferences are evolving. So final judgment is that to achieve a 5% increase in annual sales, WS should combine the time series analysis with the market research, such as consumer surveys and comparator analysis. So this would allow WS to respond to sustainability trends and competitive pressures while using forecast to plan effective marketing actions. Okay. Now the next question is students. The last question is yeah, this one. Question 5. Evaluate the most effective method WS could use to improve investor return. So remember that they're asking you to evaluate the most effective method, that how they can improve their invested return. They're not asking about to see, like, about the average rate of return and all these things. They're not asking about those things. So they are asking you to write the methods, that which method they should use to improve their invested return. So investor return can be achieved through dividends and share price growth. Directors of WS prioritize a long-term investment rather than short-term dividend increase. So while shareholders want a clear and effective method to improve their return. So table 1.4 shows that between May 2023 to 2025, dividend per share did not increase, while share price rose by 7%, operating profit by 10%, and earning per share by 5%. So, first of all, the first method they could use is reinvest profits to increase the long-term profitability and share price. That's the one thing. One effective method to improve investor return is to reinvest profit into the business to increase the operating profit and future growth. This could include investment in efficiency such as the ERP system, which we already talked about, new sustainable products. We talked about this in the marketing question, or productivity improvements. Higher operating profit, which is 10%, and rising EPS, which is 5%, increased confidence among investors about WS future performance. So this can lead to increased demand for WS shares, pushing up the share price, which has already increased by 7%. So capital gains from a rising share price provide a return to the shareholders even without a higher dividend. So evaluation is that, however, this method mainly benefit long-term investors. Shareholder seeking immediate income may be dissatisfied because dividend per share have not increased. So in addition, reinvestment projects carry risk and may take time before profits rise further. Of course, that's the problem, meaning returns are uncertain in the short term. The second method they could use is they could increase dividends to improve the short-term investor return. So another method is to increase dividends per share, providing the shareholders with immediate cash returns. A dividend increase would directly improve investor income, particularly appealing to the risk-averse shareholders. Like the shareholders don't want to invest in a very long-term project so that they will not be able to receive the dividend in a short term. It could also signal confidence by directors, potentially rising the demand for shares. However, dividend per share have remained at 0% growth, suggesting WS may lack sufficient retained profit or prefer to reinvest. So that's why increasing dividends could reduce funds available for future growth, of course, possibly slowing the profit and share price growth. And this could limit the long term investor returns, especially given that the price earning ratio has only increased by zero point 0.5, indicating limited market optimism. Overall evaluation is that while increasing dividends would improve short-term investor satisfaction, it may undermine the WS long-term growth strategy. So data shows that reinvestment has already contributed to the rising profits. So EPS and share price, which are key drivers of the long-term investor return. So final judgment is that the most effective method for WS to improve investor return is continue reinvesting profits to increase profitability and long-term growth. That is the one thing. That's the most important thing. So it will be leading to higher share prices given the director strategic priorities and positive trends in the operating profit and share price. And this approach offers a more sustainable and potentially higher overall return for investors than increasing dividends. So this is like the last question. So if you still have any questions, students, so you can ask, you can just leave your message, like your comment under the comment section. And please try to like this video and try to comment, because like the teachers like me and the teachers who don't have a lot of subscribers, so they used to work silently. I need to, like, I have to write answers, reading the case study for you and making videos, so it take time. So of course, like, appreciation from you will be helping me to grow in future. So that's why I just want you to support me by sharing, by liking, and by commenting under this video. Okay, students, Allah Hafiz.